Hi, Bo here from High Tech Investment, and welcome to this tutorial that we're going to talk about Trilliant and the Trilliant platform today. If you don't know what it is a brand new platform just launched on the 24th of August. But we're not going to go into the exact details of what is actually happening on the Trilliant platform because it is a tutorial and mainly meant for a lot of the Paraiba members that has now moved over to the Trilliant platform in order to get them started. You can, of course, still use this one if you're a new and fresh member. We will make sure that there is links to the platform below and you can sign yourself up either with our link or not. Obviously, we'll appreciate that if you want to get involved. Now, the new Trilliant has a couple of new aspects and is completely different setup from the Paraiba that a lot of the other members have been used to. There is now a new coin that is in there, and also the reward system is working completely different. Platform is obviously also new and fresh. And then on top of that, we will also have a shopping platform. So for the Trillant, as it's called, and that's where you can actually use this new coin. The coin is a stable coin. It means that it actually linked with the US dollar, so it's 1-to-1. So let's go and have a look exactly on how this works. So for existing Paraiba members, you will have this particular page where you have to log into your account. And if you had multiple accounts, as it was possible within Paraiba, we are basically talking about the username and password for your main account. That means the first account that you have set up, the one that was the initial one. You put in that username and the password and log in. So the rest of all your sub accounts that you have in there has all been added up into one single account with the new Trilliant system. So log in, and from there on you will basically have this particular page. Ignore a bit the details you have on this one right now, since we already have a couple of active packs. There's two ways you can navigate within the system here of Trilliant, and that is the dashboard that you can use up here. You'll get a drop-down menu, or you have all the icons on the other side over here, and you can use them instead. The most important thing that when you come in, especially as a Paraiba member, is the first thing is go to your wallet. And if you click here, you will now see that you're going to be asked if you want to accept or decline the Trill or Trilliant migration. Basically means if the money that you had within the Paraiba account, so if you want to put that into the new system, or you basically want to get out and saying, okay, that is finished, I don't want to go to the new platform, I don't like the terms and conditions, which of course you also need to read carefully. There's a lot of PDF files already out there that explains the new platform and how you will get rewards. We will also show you a bit on that later in the video. If you decline, then it's very simple. You then just confirm what you need here. And on top of that, from what we understand, the way forward here is then you're not getting your entire amount out in one go in order to secure the platform and not have too many people pull out their money. The basic part is you get 10% in the first 6 months. And then in month 7, you will then get your additional 40% out. That way you have been paid obviously everything you had in your Paraiba account. If you decide to go ahead and saying, yes, I want to migrate over to the new Trilliant system, you basically click accept. And from there on, there is the normal security measures where you have to confirm, and you also have to set up if you want to have like a authentication for any change you want to do. It can be done by either email or the two-factor authentication that you most probably are already aware of. We do believe that the two-factor authentication is the better, safer and quicker way to go about it, so that you always have it on your phone and on your person. So once you have done that, then we can go in and we can have a closer look and see what you can actually see on the platform and how everything is calculated. So once you have accepted, and we are still in the wallet up here, you will then have numbers if you are a Paraiba member on the left and on the right hand side. The left hand side here will show you the money that has not been invested in the Paraiba platform. That means that some of the rewards that you have received through Paraiba that you have not reinvested, so in any of your accounts or sub accounts, they will be standing on this particular side, and the ones that you have invested in the Paraiba will stand on this particular side. So you can tell the difference, and that means also that if you don't want to invest those rewards that you had there, you can actually get them out. If you are a new member, you can go in and deposit. So for Trilliant, and you got 3 options in here. Again, with the wallet address of where you have to send it, you can scan it in, or you can simply copy it here. You also have a Bitcoin address, and you have a Litecoin address. So there's multiple options to pursue this. If you don't want to use the money that you had from Paraiba, so as rewards, you want to take them out instead, you can do that and send it out to the UX exchange. And to do that, you simply click the send button here, and then you can still see your Trilliant you have up here. You add in the amount of money so that you want to move. You move it to the unique exchange, and then you send it now, and you have a 2-factor authentication as we have set up here. Or you go and you put in your Trilliant address, you set it in, or scan the code here, whichever one works for you. So that way is you can actually add money to the platform, and you can take money out again. If we go and have a look on the other side over here, so you can now, if you want to move the money that you have, so within the platform, and say, well, I want to invest that too before I make up the new packs, you have to go in and click the buy Trilliant here. From here, you basically put in the money that you want. So maybe that's a bit too much, and that's a bit too little. There you go. You can see that the 367 that was there before pops up, and at the same time you put in the amount that you want, and at the moment you can buy the Trilliant for 5 cents. So that is basically it, and then you can click on the buy now. Again, you have to confirm with authentication or an email, whatever you have set up here. Once that is bought, you can now go back and you can focus on the packages that are in there. Now there are multiple packages again. So to set up, you can set up just for 4 weeks, and your return will be 1.5% in that particular time. In 9 weeks, it'll 3.5% that you will gain. And then you can lock it for 26 weeks, and you receive a yield of 11%. And then finally, the one that most people will use is 52 weeks, and the yield is 50%. You simply add in again the money that you want to use here. You can see how much you have. So obviously we don't have enough. We have already added everything in we have. And then you simply activate it here, and it will start. So now from there on, it will gain you a bit of money every single week. It's basically staking at the 50% per year, and you can divide that up, and we have calculated, especially for the 50% here, how much you will get on a weekly basis. So when you do this, you will get your rewards on a weekly basis. And then on top of this, there will also be a setup where you will basically be able to get whatever the account for the Trilliant. That means that if the coin goes up, you can now stake at a higher price. We haven't seen how that works yet because we haven't been in there long enough. The platform is not old enough yet. But we understand that it's somewhere between every 4 weeks and every month that you will then be able to go in and stake at a new price. So right now, when you go into the platform, you will get each for 5 cents, and instantly as you buy the packages, it will provide you double up. So basically, as a Paraiba member and any new members that are coming in, from what we understand here, is that you will buy at 5 cents, and then the Trilliant platform here will then double that up to 10 cents. And that's what you're staking. If then things are going even better, then every 4 weeks, or as I said, every month, depending on exactly how this works, we'll have to see, you get the option to stay there. So if the price has gone down, or you can now stake at a higher price and basically get more rewards. So more about that a bit later. So once you have this in place, it will tell you how many active packs you have. And then it will tell you the yield for these that are on the other side here. And below you can see that we have made 2 active packs. So this is 180,000 at 50%, and we already have 1 week out of 52 in. The rewards are set down here, and then we have a second one, and we basically just split it up into 2, so we can continue staking with one, and then maybe we don't want to continue with the other one. That is basically the idea of making 2. Then there's a little graph that will tell you the different amounts, so from day to day on this particular one. So the next one we have is the team member tab, and obviously we have blurred this one out, so just to make sure that we don't give any names away here. But you can see the tree and the people that have signed up from previous Paraiba, and obviously with the new Trilliant platform, more will be added to this one. It will again show the people that you signed up. It will also show the 2 levels below, so who they have signed up, so on their level 1 and 2. There's also a graph in here, which can't really be used for much if you ask me, but obviously it's a nice little graphical thing. On top of this, you have your recruitment link. You can click that one and it will copy, and you can paste it over to your social media if you want to share this one here. On the information tab, you can also see there's a little welcome from the Trilliant team, and you will see here below just a small little text, and you can also actually download a picture through this one here. If you go back and have a download for the media, so there is quite a lot of new information, so both you can read through it, what you have here. So there is a couple of teasers, and they will be issued in both German and English. And below here you will see a lot of both videos and different types of pictures, also logos that you can use in order to set it up and promote your Trilliant platform. If we go to the question mark here, this is the support section, and if you have an issue, if you have any questions on this, all you have to do is click in the subject, what you have here, provide the message, what is the issue, and then just create a support ticket. And normally it works that way, that you also get an email confirmation, whatever you have set up here with the Trilliant platform, and then the team will get back to you at some point. On top of this, we have the profile over here, and again I've blurred out certain parts, so we can see the number we have in here and the username we're using. You have a recruitment link, and then you can add your picture in it, the company where you're coming from, and your address, and so on and so on. Security part is password that you have. If you want to change anything, that is the place to do it. The 2-factor authentication that we talked about earlier, if you want to change this one. And if there's any logins, that means that if you want to check if anybody else has logged in using your username, you can actually see the timestamp, and you can also see the IP address where they have logged in from, just as a security measure. Apart from this, we go to the settings, and in here you have the unique exchange ID, and then you also can connect to the Telegram app. so that you can see what is actually happening within there. We definitely suggest that you use this option, so as that is where you will get your most information and your quickest information out of. If we have a look at the light and dark mode, you can obviously change those two, if that is it, and then on top of that you can sign out here. And if we go back to the initial dashboard, you then have an overview. You can see the 2 packs that we have bought, what has come in here, and then on top of this you can also see the pack yield, what it has provided, and at the end of it you can also see the total yield that it has provided through your basically referral links, what has come in and what you have left, if you have anything here to buy with. You can see your team, the uni level, where you have level 1, 2 and 3, and what has that yield been. It will also show you here. The last part is more informational, so it will just tell you the Bitcoin price at the moment, so the Ethereum or the Litecoin, if you're interested in those 3. Now, we like our little Excels, and that's also why we made a short one here for you to just understand how you get started and exactly what type of rewards that you are getting depending on what package you start off with. So we made a little calculation for you here just based on how we set ours up. And if you have a look at first, we bought one package here. So at 9,000 we bought a second one below, but let's take one at a time. And we bought it at 5 cents at the time. You can see we got the Trilliant at 180,000. So, and basically what that means is that we have, as soon as we have bought this, then we upgrade. So means that we are basically getting everything we put in bought at 5 cents. It is already worth 10 cents now, and that has basically doubled. That's why we then end up with the tree value of 18,000, and that is basically what your rewards is based on at the end of the day. So as it's 1-to-1, you can see that the 9,000 has basically turned into double up, as we mentioned, because of the 5 cents to 10 cents that Trilliant is offering in the beginning. The rewards here is 50%, and that basically means that the 9,000 you will get 4,500 Trilliant, so in rewards. And in order to calculate this, you have to divide the 50% up in 52 weeks. And that gives this very long, nice number, so 0.9615, so and so on. And that will be the percentage that you receive week on week. Rewards for that particular week was 173.0769. And that's how it's calculated. You can try it for yourself. The same here as we did for the other package. So again, you start off with this particular one. You have it at 10 cents, which basically doubles up the money you have in there, the tree value, and then another 50% that you have in here. This is how much you get back, and you end up with rewards per week that that is 344. And as we said, this comes out as the Trilliant stablecoin, so is equivalent to the US dollar. If you want to have a little play around with it, we can always do that and say, okay, after those 4 weeks to a month, whatever exactly it is, we are not 100% sure, so bear with us. You have an opportunity to stake at a new price. So if the coin price goes up, you can then stake at that price. If it is below, you don't have to do anything. You can basically just leave it there, and you stake still at the 10 cents mark. But let's say it goes to 15 here, so we put 15 in instead, and you will now be able to see that your value has gone up to 27,000. You are still receiving 50%, so back on your rewards. And then you have your percentage at every week, still the same percentage, but now your rewards is gone up to 259. And because you have two packages, you have to remember that just because you did it on one doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it on the other one. So you can actually mix and match, and if the price in between the two has gone down, then that one will stay at 10. And then next time there will be an opportunity to do this, you can then lock it in again. And if you're lucky, you might have risen that to 20 cents. And now these are the tree value you have. The rewards will be the same percentage wise. And then the rewards per week will end up this. Now there's one big thing that you have to remember, that if you do stake again at a new coin price, that means that the 52 weeks, the year that you basically put things up, will start over again. So as you saw previously on my platform, it says 1 week out of 52. If I then after 4 weeks have a chance to stake at a higher price, then the original staking will be locked in again for another 52 weeks, but you obviously can take your rewards out still. That is the option that you have. So you are getting money out, and you actually not staking anymore. You are just basically taking advantage of the rising coin price, and that is an excellent opportunity, especially because it only goes one way. So if the coin later goes down again, your rewards will still be up and still be the same of 0.15, or in this case 0.20, and your rewards will now per week be 602. So great system, and hopefully this will work for a very long time. We have already seen Paraiba has been around for about 3 years. And obviously this is new and exciting. You can even take some of these coins, and soon you will be able to shop with them also on a particular platform. And that could, of course, have a tremendous impact on the trick value, the Trilliant coin value here in the future. And as you can see, if you then stake it every single time, yes, your initial money will still be locked up, but your rewards will rise from month to month. Now the video we made here was basically calculated, as you saw, on you staking for 52 weeks and you get the yield of 50%, but it is obviously entirely up to you how you want to do it. As we mentioned before, you can actually go in with 4 weeks and get your yield of 1.5%, 9 weeks and get 3.5%. And then you can lock it for 26 weeks with 11%, or like us 52, and get 50% back. So before you have a closer look and figure out which one you want, again, make sure that you have a look at the terms and conditions. Make sure you understand the platform fully before you invest in anything here. So we will make sure that the links to the platforms are there. You can have a closer look and see if this is something for you. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope we gave you a bit of clarity on what the platform can do, how you can use it, and where you can find all your details and data. So please give us a like and a comment if you have any. So if you like the video, so we obviously like to hear from you, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.